Hey Lisa.
Hey, John, how's it going?
Okay. I notice you're not in the room with me.
I am not
Why
in
is
the,
that?
I'm at my home and you are at your home and we're trying a new thing. So here we go.
All right, here we go.
What if all you needed to get better in every way was available at the touch of a hand, or the sound of a voice, or even a vibration? Let's talk about how that happens, who can do it, and where to find them. I'm John Webster, and this is the Hesitant Healer.
Greetings and welcome to the Hesitant Healer, the art edition. We told you at the beginning of this new venture that we're going to start doing artsy fartsy stuff. And this is on a Monday. We're both off. Lisa K, you just flew in, and boy, are your arms tired. Where did you go?
I went to Seattle to meet,
Why would anybody go to Seattle?
uh, I went to go meet my newest grandchild.
Aww. And
Uh,
what is this new grandchild?
she is a she and her name is Quinn. And
Oh, I like that name.
yeah, she's very cute. She's very, very, very cute. And I'm having Quinn withdrawals because I was there for a little, yeah, a week. I was there for 13 or 8 days, and I got to do the early morning shift, which was fun. So I got up about 6, and I got to have her all to myself while mom and dad got a little sleep. So yeah, it was a little strange this morning to wake up and not have a baby to,
And
you know.
this is grandbaby number two.
This is grandbaby number 2. Yes, I have a little girl. First one, Tatum, and she is gonna be 2 at the very end of July. And then this one is Quinn, and she will be 2 weeks old tomorrow.
So, hesitant healer folks, welcome to my art room. And Mondays are usually an art day or a honeydew day or a fix it kind of day. I will tell you that the last 2 weekends, not this weekend, but the weekend before and the weekend before, uh, I built the thing, Lisa.
What did
My my wife, Lisa,
you?
uh, is the smoker in the family, and I don't mean this. I
Mm-hmm.
mean I mean meats. And we have a Traeger because we're cool like that, and we have a
Right.
barbecue. But I had a little bitty brick paver thingy in the back corner of my yard that I had the smoker on, and the barbecue was right next to the house, and the smoke kind of got on the walls a little bit, and it's just too close to the kitchen.
Right.
And so I pulled out a palm tree. I hated to do it. We've had that baby since we moved in, and that's 15 years.
Oh.
But it was almost 7 feet tall now, and it was just kind of time to go.
Oh, wow.
So I took the palm tree out. I took all the roots out. I cleared out the area. I looked on YouTube, and I made myself learn how to do paving,
Oh.
and I shoveled all the dirt out. I sifted all the dirt. You know how you start things and then one thing leads to another, one thing leads to another, one thing leads to another. I I went to go get the dirt out and I went to get my wheelbarrow and the wheelbarrow's wheel was dead. So
Oh.
now I gotta go to the hardware store and I get a new wheelbarrow wheel and I fix that. And then I start putting dirt in and there's a lot of rocks. So I go back to the hardware store and I made myself with my woodworking tools. I made myself a sifter and I
Oh.
put the sifter in the wheelbarrow and I sifted all the dirt. So I made it nice and clean. I moved that to the side yard. Well, when I moved it to the side yard, there's a lot of stuff on the side yard. So I had to clean the side yard. So cleaned all that, trashed all that, put the dirt on the side yard, dug a hole, built oh, what do you call them? They hold the sides in forms, and then I went to pound the dirt, and I didn't want to rent a pounder, and I didn't want to buy one of those things, so I made me one out of wood,
Oh.
and uh, and I pounded it, and then I got all the sand, and I put the next layer on, and I pounded that, and then I put the last layer on, and I put the bricks, and then I put the sand over the top. Excuse me, and I have me a nice new barbecue area that's
Nice.
all paved. and it
Ooh.
holds both the smoker and the barbecue.
Oh, wow.
And we got a refrigerator full of smoked meat that we're eating for the next week and a half.
Nice.
And my Lisa, I'm so proud of her. She made homemade pastrami.
Oh my
We
God.
bought a we bought a full brisket and smoked half of it, and she soaked and cured the other half of it, and then we put that in the smoker, and it came out good.
Wow.
I know. Have you ever known anybody that's made pastrami from
I've
scratch?
no, never. So you know what? Good on you, Lise. That's amazing. Good for her.
I know, right? Pretty freaking cool. I married a winner.
You did.
In other news, and this will be on my Instagram. Lisa, you know what happened this week?
What happened this week?
I sold two paintings,
Oh my gosh.
and they weren't the little bitty ones; they were my bigger ones.
Nice.
And client's wife came in and said, "My husband was talking about this picture that I have hanging in the office, and she said, I want to buy it for his birthday. It's a secret. Don't tell him." I'm like, okay. Oh my God, I was so happy. And I just was talking to one of my buddies today,
Hmm.
and I posted a picture of the one I just sold. He says I or just finished, and he says I want to buy that for my kid's birthday, and that's the Mandalorian and Grogu. I was pretty peaked about that. So
Oh wow.
all right, so that segues into art. So listen, folks, we're gonna try and do this in about an hour, Lisa, and whatever the hour is, we'll end it, and then and we'll post it on the YouTube or on the Instagram, the finished picture. But I
Okay.
want to talk about my process a little bit, and I will tell you, folks, this isn't the norm of what we want to do on this station. It's certainly going to be part of it, but what we're doing here is on my computer that I'm looking at here, I have three screens where I can see Lisa and I can see this. Oh, that's weird. That's like trying to draw with your left hand. I can see this. And so we're learning how to do 3-4 camera system because eventually I want to take this back into my shop and put a body on the table and do massages and explain things and look at a whiteboard and look at some schematics of the body and that kind of stuff all in real time so that you can see my process of massaging.
Right.
And I got some real interesting cases last week. I got a couple back problems and some back surgeries with some hardware in them. And if I could talk those guys into maybe letting us do a podcast on them, that'd be pretty cool because it's pretty interesting stuff. But
One of
today we're going to do some art.
oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
One of the ones sent you some X-rays. They do that so that you can see what it looks like. Those were intense. Intense.
Did and next week we're gonna do my friend Mandy, who's a lymphatic drainage specialist,
Yes.
and after that we have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome set up.
Right.
And I don't, you don't know this because you were gone, but on Instagram, one of the people I follow, turns out I had no idea she's got it. So she went through, I forget what it's called, and I will learn the name of this thing, but there's a series of tests you can do with your body to see if you have Ehlers-Danlos, and she did them all, and I screenshotted all that stuff. So we'll add that to our thing. All right, for the meantime, art. All right, so welcome to my studio. Today we're going to take you through what it takes to get a picture done
Hmm.
and what my process is for that and what I've, in the last 8 months to a year, learned how to do. I've also learned I'm pretty quick with this stuff, so I think we can get this particular picture done close to an hour.
Oh,
Um, so what I do is I find a subject, and you can see up here on the board.
hmm,
And
there it
I've
is.
chosen a picture. I really like that picture. I had a couple to choose from, and this is the one I decided to do. Once I choose the subject, I have learned that I need to find the frame because what I started doing when I first started doing it was I was painting the picture I wanted to paint it, and then I didn't have the frame for it, and I had to cut it down or make something do. So I have found a frame that will work for this piece. I've
Hmm.
already set it up and made it ready to go, and I've cut the paper to match the frame so this can readily go right into the frame when I'm done with this. All right. So that part is done. We size the paper, we size the pick. This is 400 grit sandpaper. It's specifically designed for uh, pastels, which are chalk. based materials. I have a giant roll that's 10 foot long. I'm sure it's the same sandpaper that you get in a hardware store, cut and sold for sanding wood. But it has a tooth and a bite on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it holds the pastel really well. Now, there's different kinds of pastel. I've learned there's hard, medium, and soft, and you can see over here in the corner, I have a series of. And generally, when you're doing pastels, you want to go hard to soft. And once you get to the soft, there's going to be a saturation point where you can't do anymore because the paper won't take any more pastel.
Mm-hmm.
So I have notes down here.
Ah.
I'm going to sketch out roughly with a regular old pencil,
Mm-hmm.
and this is going to be, oh, that's not going to work. This is going to be a rough of this guy, all right? And so I want to try and position this to this, and I'm going to stop looking here so that you can get me on this
Sure.
camera back here. But we want to just kind of generally parse out where we want the flowers. I think I actually want to drop them down a little bit. We want the flowers to be the main event here. And
So I
so,
have a question. So the
yes,
pencil you're using is just an ordinary old pencil.
you can see right here, it
Uh-huh.
is a 6G. 6G is, I'm sorry, 6B.
Okay.
6B is one of the softest leads you can get.
Okay.
And it's not important how good or how bad this is. It just gives me a general idea of where these pieces are going to go. And you'll see why this is important later.
Okay.
Uh, and then I kind of did this one. We want this here. And then we're going to go off the page, off the page, off the page. We're going to drop down. We could even do this a little bit bigger, I think. A little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. It's important that you lay this out firsthand and see where all the pieces are going to be, right? We have some nice reds in here. We got a little bit of a stock. We got some backup color in here. I want this leaf and this leaf to be pretty prominent. This guy sticks up. We have a nice big red piece here, a nice big red piece here. This is going to be background. We have a little bit of a piece here and here and here and here. Generally, that's it. That just kind of gives me an outline, right? What you want to look for is highlights and values. This is going to be dark. This is going to be dark. This is going to be dark, right? And I'm going to have a little bit of dark in here. So the darks are really important because that's going to lead to the value of what we want to do, and including the background here, right? And I'm not going to make this exact. This is more or less going to be an opposite color to my background here. If
Oh,
we
okay.
go up here to the color wheel and look at the yellow, we're looking at somewhere between yellow cheese and yellow turmeric, right? And if I go across to the exact, I'm looking at Delphine blue or azure here. And what I want to do is fill these spots with the opposite colors as a background. And they're
Okay.
going to show through, and your eye is going to pick that up. So the opposite of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I go here to here, is going to end up being this yellow cheese, or I'm going to go one tone lower with the yellow ochre or the olive oil, and I'm going to put that up in these corners,
Okay.
right? And then we're going to flip that script when we do that. I think the reds are going to remain neutral, but if I look at my red here and
Mm-hmm.
get dragon fruit and I think we're closer to dark pink. It might be dragon fruit and dark pink and come down across. We're into light emerald and shallow green for the red. All
Right.
right. So gonna leave for a second.
Okay.
Still talking. You can still hear me
Yes, we can hear you.
because I'm totally not ready. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to find my blue topaz, right?
Okay.
I'm gonna I'm gonna pull my colors, blue topaz. Let's try this one, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got this one. And
That's pretty.
we're just gonna come over with where all the yellow parts are and just kind of rough sketch the yellow parts of what the flower is going to be. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we're just gonna rough that in, right? Now I'm gonna hold that piece here. I should have a towel and I don't. And then we're gonna look at what we say for the blue. We're gonna
Azure.
go into the. I'm gonna go a little bit of the orangey kind of color. And we're gonna go here, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what our background's gonna be. And what's gonna happen is when we go over this flower is gonna pick this background up, right? We'll go a little bit here, a little bit here, and then we're gonna take opposite of red, got us into the light emerald and the shallow green. We're gonna go a little bit of emerald here. That's too green. Let's go here. I like
So
this better,
if
right?
you put down a green and you decide it's too green, what do you do?
I will show you.
Okay.
So, and then for the brown in the middle there, uh, we're going to go as dark a brown as we can get. And then we're going to go up in here and look at the brown, tan. I'm going to go Persian blue for that. So we're going to go dark, dark, dark blue. And I'm going to use a little bit of a softer Prussian, not Persian. Here we go. I'm going to use this blue in here. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. All right. And these dark spots are going to show up, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we have a little bit of a rough sketch.
Okay.
This right here is alcohol.
Oh.
And I'm going to spray this puppy with alcohol. And what that does is defer, and you can see it runs, and we got to move quick because this stuff dries out.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just gonna move everybody around, kind of like the brush strokes of the picture would be.
Okay.
And we're just gonna fill all the space with the alcohol. You can see how the alcohol makes a difference. And I'm gonna get another brush, a little bit smaller and a little bit stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna brush our yellow parts in here. It's already starting to dry because this is a hot lamp too, right? So I'm gonna
Right.
spray a little bit, and we're just gonna fill the space. And you can already see a picture start to develop, right? And where I don't have enough, I just fill it in, and the alcohol kind of does the rest, right? Let's go here and here. And it's really almost like finger painting. And in this process, what you end up with is a pretty cool abstract, right?
Yes.
So now you have a picture of a rough sketch of what we're doing, right? With your darks and your highlights in here, right?
Here's a question. How do you decide what picture you're going to do? Does it just call to you?
It really does. I have an idea of what tickles my fancy. In fact, I'll give you an idea of the different. I had different ideas. Here's one I really like that I'm going to do in the future.
Oh, I like that.
Right? I really like the offset of the colors and the orientation of how it's set. Got this from a friend off the internet.
Like
Same
that.
thing here. Both of these were friends who took these pictures this week, and they told me I could use them. So I'll probably do these in the future. I really like highs and lows, and I like flowers a lot. Yeah.
You hear that?
What?
I took that one. The lilies, the water lilies.
That's yours?
Yeah.
All right. Look at us. Look at us.
That's
Okay.
a collaboration right there, is what that is.
Collaboration. All right, for sure. So now that you see where we're at, uh, and I'll keep adding that as we get closer. You can watch me draw.
Mm-hmm.
What we want to do is make sure that this dries, right? Now
And
to
you
put this on here, I learned a tricky thing in a class I took last year. you take the paper
Mm-hmm.
and you put the tape on the back of the paper facing the front of the paper. So when you
Oh,
turn it around, it sticks to the board. And then you take another piece of tape that sticks to the tape that's sticking out, and you tape that to the board so there's no border. So I can go
uh,
all the way to the edge of this, right? Pretty tricky, huh?
that is tricky.
I learned that from Natalie, who I
Nice.
took a class from. Natalie Richards. She's a local pastelist, a very uh, professional and very
She's famous.
what's the word I'm looking for? Huh?
She's very famous. She is renowned.
Accomplished, renowned, accomplished. That's the word we were looking for. All right. So I want to make sure that this is dry because if you saturate the paper, you're kind of done. And so now we're going to put the hard pastels away and we're going to bring out the soft pastels. And these are my favorites. And you can see on the big screen, that's my set of, I know what they are. I do. I swear. I do. I do. I do. I do. They're unison. It's a unison set. Unison is the name because I've noticed in pastels, everybody names the pastels that they use. I don't
Oh,
even know what that other one is. All right. So these are unisons. So in the unisons, now I'm going to start making decisions about where I want to go with this. And generally, you should go from low to high. So in here, we're going to take a little bit of some brown. And here's where I become a really bad artist. I don't know my color names. I really don't. Um, but we're just going to follow the orientation of the first one and see how that shows through, right?
oh
If
yeah,
we come
yep.
up if we come up close,
That's
see how
amazing.
the blue kind of shines through,
I see that.
right?
Yeah.
So we're going to do that with both, but not heavy. We're going to do it light. We're just going to scrape across the top of the uh, sketch that we put. And then we're going to come in and do a little bit of, what do we say we're going to do? We're going to do that in a blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's find, I really love this color. Let's come in with this blue and make just some little pieces. I'm gonna dot, I'm gonna scrape. This gives me a little bit of texture and gives me a little bit of definition of a background that we can play with. And we'll come back in and we'll get a little bit in the middle there, a little bit in the end there, and a little bit in the bottom here. And then for that, this is
Oh,
what we're
nice.
looking at close up, right? And you can already see something starting to develop.
Right.
Uh, I'm going to come in with my red just for orientation. And this is a medium pastel. It's not my softest. And you can see that's really red. And we're going to highlight these guys right here. And these
Okay.
guys up in here and here, right? So we're just going to have a little bit of a triangle there and a little bit of a whoosh and a
Oof.
directional whoosh and a directional whoosh. And now you can really start to see, just with that little bit of red,
Oh
what a
wow.
difference it pulls out
Right.
in the other colors, right?
It's amazing.
It's pretty freaking cool. Now, if we go into and really examine our flowers here and really push in and look, this is
Mm-hmm.
not just yellow. There's probably 4 different colors in there, if not 6, right?
There's
So
orange.
I want to pay attention to that and come in with a little bit darker of, in fact, I'm going to go with a harder color here.
Mm-hmm.
I'll check it. I like that one. And
Mm-hmm.
we're just going to start making some light decisions here
Okay.
about where we're going to put our colors and are darkened.
Can I ask some
Yeah, yeah,
questions?
yeah. You talk while I'm doing this.
So, what is your process normally? So, if you weren't talking to us, would you have music on, or is it really quiet? What do you do?
Absolutely. I always have music on. Uh, and then I just go and I go until I am done. And I find and I found this is through class and being with other artists that
Mhm.
I'm quick. Now I don't know if I've always been that way. I know when I was an ice carver, one of the things I learned to do was make these kinds of decisions um, very quickly because I think we said on one podcast that when you're carving ice in 100-degree heat in
Right.
Southern California,
Right.
um, you have to learn to carve quick.
Right.
And so when you do that, you start making decisions much quicker, better decisions on where you're going to place things, how you're going to place things. I really enjoy this action here. If we
I love that.
fold in on this, I
Right.
really like the folds, right? And that gives this picture some motion,
Right.
right? And so we're going to really add uh, some deep orange into the motion of this picture and
Mhm.
see if we can uh, bring some of this flower to life.
Here's a
Uh,
question.
please go.
Uh, let's say, so you have your photo, right? And that's kind of your blueprint. Uh, that's it's kind of an idea. You're not exactly copying it, but that's where you want to go. Let's say you get done with this and you really just don't like it. What do you do with it?
Lisa K, that is an excellent question. The last batch of flowers that I did
Mhm.
uh, was also one of your pictures, those purple ones. Was that you,
Oh,
right?
uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Right? And I really, really liked the picture I had. And I put it up here, and it was actually for this frame because
Mm.
I redid it for this frame. And I tried it, and it was just not right. I did not like it. And so I went and found different colors. I scratched the first one. I did it again. And a lot of times, you ask about my process, I
Mm.
might get to a point where I'm really not happy.
Mm-hmm.
And if I do that, what I'll do is stop and I'll get up and I'll go look at it from across the room. And
Oh,
when I'm looking at it from across the room, I can see flaws or where I want to go next or what the next dealie is, and then I'll come back and hit a thing and hit a thing. And I'm afraid I go really super artsy fartsy when I do that because I
mm.
go back and forth, and I really look like a crazy artist because I'm going up and down and up and down and up and down. Um, but it helps give perspective if you're farther out from the picture, right?
Right.
That's the same color. Let's go even darker. There we go.
I
There
don't
we
think
go.
that sounds crazy. I think that's a great way to
That's,
do it.
that's how the professional artists do it.
When I was just at Norton Simon, which is one of my very favorite art museums, and one thing I like to do is get up really close and look at it very close, and then I like to go back about 3 or 4 feet, and then I like to watch it about 6 feet away to see the different levels of the paint, of the painting, of the work.
Same, same. I've always done that. I went to the Musée d'Orsay one time in Paris, and they have the Degas, yeah, the Degas with the ballerinas.
Oh,
Or is
yes.
that
Love
Van
it.
Gogh? Van Gogh.
No, they got.
It's Degas. And I will get right up as I'll get up there until they tell me to move.
Right.
Sometimes I'm the creepy guy that does that stuff. So here we are with all of our different colors.
Oh my
And we
goodness.
have quite a difference here, right?
Right.
So watch what happens now that we have this laid out with this base and we go into the soft pastels, okay? We're going to go with a little bit of, I'm going to take some purple
Hmm.
and I'm going to add it in here to the dark spots of the middle of our flowers.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go a little bit darker with this is my favorite color. Where is she? That's not it. I have one tiny little speck of this color left. Is this it? Nope. Oh, I may have lost it.
Oh,
Oh. Uh
that's tragic.
well, what I found out is I gotta buy a new set is what I'm gonna have to do. So we're gonna go around the edges with this is super dark blue is what this is.
Hmm.
And this will highlight a lot of this. We want to get the edges in here, and then this is going to give us a nice. It's almost not blue, is it? Let's try this. That's better. And I knew it would be hard to talk at some point.
So, um, what's your first memory of drawing?
Ooh. Well, I have a rose downstairs that I pinpoint as the first real picture I ever drew.
Mm-hmm.
I did it for my mother, whose name was Rose. Um, I still have it. It's a pencil drawing, and I sat and did it in one sitting. My dad was amazed. I kind of didn't know I could draw until that point, and I found that I could sit for hours and just do this, and it did not bother me at all. Um, I kind of stumbled into it, I think, and so
And how
I
old were you
I
when
was
when you did that?
16, 17. I was, and then I self-trained for quite a while. And then in college, after I got out of the army, I I took an art class, and I'll tell you what, when you get professional help from a real artist,
Mm-hmm.
it makes all the difference in the world. And so a lot of the things I had self-trained on uh, kind of came to fruition, and I've been going ever since then. Now, one of the things I learned, and I did talk about this on a very early podcast,
Mm-hmm.
is that early on I could not give my stuff away or I couldn't sell it. It was such a piece of me that I couldn't. I had trouble giving it away, and so I learned when I got sober
Mm-hmm.
that one of the reasons I did that was because it was such a piece of me, and I was so egotistical I didn't know how to let that go because it was a part of me. And so um, once I got through that and learned that this is something that not everybody can do, I learned that through ice carving. I don't know how you can't do it, right? Um, that I can learn to enjoy it and I can learn to let it go. And
Mm-hmm.
so since then, that's what I've been doing.
Very nice. Do you have favorites that you've completed and like that's like saying do you have a favorite kid? But do you have ones that you like better than you like others?
Um, I would say yes. I would say yes. Um, well, you know me. You sit in an office with me all day, and we have my stuff up on the wall. And what do I say all the time looking at my stuff?
I really like that.
I love my stuff. So I mean, the ego's still there, right? The
Right.
ego's still there, and I still do it. But what I've learned is, just like my massaging, I've gotten pretty good at this, and I like doing what I do, and in being in that class with the others,
Mhm.
I've learned that I'm a little bit different. Go figure. Than a lot of the other artists that are learning a certain way, and
Right.
apparently I have a very different view of how I do this than a lot of people do,
Mm-hmm.
and it's appreciated. So uh, I am going to keep doing what I'm doing. So let's check in and let's see.
Oh my.
All right. So see how those under layers
I
come
see that.
through.
Yeah.
Right? See how they come through and that the overlayers make a difference. So that's kind of, I think we're kind of there as far as uh, how far I want to go with the softs. Now,
Okay.
what I want to do next is come in on top and see if we can do some highlights. That's not, oh, we'll go a little bit, just a little bit of green that's on the inside. But this is where we start getting saturated if you do too much. And you'll also note that sunflowers have a random circular pattern, so we're going to try and get some of that in there as well. And we're going to get some highlight. Let's go. Let's go. Let's try this and see how this comes out. Oh, nice, 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 nice. We want to go in a circle. We want to go in a circle. We want to go in a circle. We want to go in a circle, and we want to out, 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 out. And then that came out dark. So we're going to change what we're looking at on the paper and actually embellish this a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I also found that I am not an original creator. I am a copyist, right? And so um, I've taken thousands and thousands of pictures over the years.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I enjoy taking photographs
Mm-hmm.
and holding on to them. And I've taken thousands for years and years and years in the hopes that someday I would draw, and I'm finally there. So a lot of the pictures I'm doing, uh, I've had in a file for years and years and years,
Mm-hmm.
and what I'm doing now is kind of taking from them and drawing from them,
Mm-hmm.
and uh, and those are serving me well, and those in turn are um, helping me find other pieces that I want to do,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what I've been drawing from.
I like that. I noticed that just knowing you and knowing your work. So you did a whole series of oranges for a while, which was
We did
definitely
that for Redlands. We did that for Redlands for sure.
right. And then you seem to be doing sunflowers now. This is like the third or the fourth sunflower picture I've seen you
which
do.
which I think answers your earlier question of um, about what I like.
Right.
Right. I have really kind of fallen in love with the sunflowers and the color scheme of sunflowers, and so and when something works for me, I stick with it. I did a couple that came out really spectacular, and I liked them so much, and they were so quick
Mm-hmm.
that that I have continued on with them to try and get a body, because one of the things I want to do in this artsy fartsy world of mine is start showing. And
Mm-hmm.
in order to do that, especially if you want to get into a gallery, you have to have a body of work, right? So I need a body of work, and this is what I'm doing with the sunflowers. A lot of times, artists will do a single. What I saw and what I found out was in shopping around that a lot of artists who do shop the galleries, they have one thing that they do, uh, that's a genre, right?
Mm.
Let's check in again.
Oh, wow. That's
Coming
lovely.
along, right? Coming
Yeah.
along, and here's our original. And if we back up a little bit, here's the both of them together.
Wow.
So I'm a little muddled here. So I want to come back in with some. I'm gonna go deep, deep dark purple,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna tap in our the middle of our sunflower because it's gonna pick up all that stuff underneath. And I really do like purple a lot. If I can find a way to put purple in my picture, I will do it every single time because purple is our friend. Purple is my color. I do like the purple. And then we want to, I don't have a ton of purple in this set, which is troubling. Why don't I have a ton of purple in this set? Let's use this one. That's not dark enough. We're
So,
going to have to stick with this.
do you do commissions?
Oh, thanks for asking. I do. In fact, I'm in the middle of one now, which is drying right next to me.
Uh-huh.
One of my clients came in. If you've ever been to my shop, I had that tree that I did in Hawaii. It was a big piece that was sitting in the office that I sold at the last Art for Heaven's Sake show. And one of my clients came by and said, "You told me if you ever sold that, I could have it." I'm like, "Well, here it is." And he gave me money and I gave it to him. And I had another newer client who I had not had for 100 years. He's like, "I really wanted that." And this guy's an art guy and he knows his stuff.
Right.
And he's like, and every time he came in, he's like, "I really wanted that." I'm like, "I can make you another one, dude." He's like, "I would like that. I would like that." So I redid it, and
Yeah.
and I think it came out even better than the original, if that's even possible.
Nice.
And and that is I'm kind of in the middle of a couple art projects here. Okay, I like that better. I like that better. What do y'all think? Let's look.
Oh,
That made a difference, right? See,
it made,
the outside made a difference. And what we want to look at now is this light spot here. So we're going to come back in with some pretty high yellow, and we're just going to dot, just like we did the purple, because that's going to give this three-dimensional space of this flower, it's going to give it some depth with the high against the low. So we got purple and yellow, and then because I've done a couple of these, I'm going to go in with a little bit of very dark red, and that should bring this thing out in spades. So let's double check what that did. We're getting there. We're getting there, right?
ooh, I love that.
And then let's go with the dark, dark, dark red here. Just a little scrapey, scrapey. Gonna give us some highlight. Give us some highlight. And then that muddled it up a bit. Now we're gonna come back in with the yellow. And then I need, this is where it gets particular, and I hate using, let's not use black. Let's use a really, really dark blue and see if we can't highlight some of these leaves, which will make them stand out even more. So we're just going to kind of give our leaves some highlights so they don't get washed into the background,
Mhm.
and give the leaves some fluidity. And then we'll come back in with one more dark orange or yellow too. And this guy here, here, and here. And then this goes here and here. And then we need good dark there. And this all gets highlighted. And we should be pretty close after that. We want to just a lot of individual leaves, and we want the individual leaves to stick out, right?
Yes.
And we want to give them some definition too.
So you've been
And
doing a lot of pastels, and in the past you've done acrylics. Um,
acrylic. I started with pencil, and I did pencil for years, and I did a lot of gel pen and watercolor ink too,
mhm,
and I kind of got tired of that genre,
mhm,
and so I I retired it. I just stopped doing it because I'd done it so much
mhm.
that I just didn't want to do it anymore, right? And so I ended up doing some painting with acrylics. I've never learned oils. Kind of scared of them. Don't want to do oils. I really like the medium that I've chosen and that I'm doing,
Uh-huh.
and it kind of works for me, you know. So I'm gonna when something works for me, I stick with it, right?
Right. So you're evolving as an artist.
I'm gonna have to say that's a pretty good assessment. Yeah, highlight there, a little highlight here, a little highlight there. We have a little one here, a little one here, a big one there, and a little bit of whoosh, 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 and whoosh, whoosh, and a whoosh, and like my sound effects, they're very
I
good sound
do
effects.
like your sound effects very much.
And we're going to take a little bit of pink and we're going to add some pink up in here, which is going to take some of this out. And I need a red, 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 red here. I'm going to highlight that guy. I'm going to, let's use this. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And yep, yep, yep. A little bit of a whoosh there. And a little bit of a whoosh here. And there. And then we need a dark, dark, dark. I don't want to use black. We're gonna go blue again. I'm gonna come around here, around here, around here, and then we're gonna dark. And where there's this blue, we want to add.
And how do you know when you're done?
That is the best question you've asked all day. The biggest mistake a lot of artists do.
Oh, nice. Oh,
What do you
wow.
think?
I
Right?
like I like it a lot.
I would like maybe some yellower yellow. So I'm gonna try a little bit of yellow, and this is where we run on dangerous territory
Right.
because I'm close to being saturated. Uh, I'm almost done. Uh, I want to double check finishing touches, and then I absolutely need to be done.
Right.
Otherwise, the the next line of uh, drawing that I do is going to
Mm-hmm.
be too much.
Too much, right?
So part of what I'm looking at is that my eye needs to see
Mm-hmm.
in an abstract way what I'm looking at and not in a, because I used to be really, really, really anal about the exactness of how the picture looked. And I'm learning to be a little more fluid and forgiving
Mm-hmm.
because it is good enough, right? And so strokes. Oh, that was a good one. Let's do that again. Strokes become important with
Mm-hmm.
finishing touches and then just being done. Little jigglies like that, little jigglies like that. That gives that little bit of oof does wonders for a leaf when you get a little dangling of a participle there. Let's double check one more time. I'm pretty happy with that,
I like
right?
that. Yep.
And I'm looking at it from back here. Let's
And
move
you
this
really
up a
like
little bit.
it.
I do really like it. So let's take this guy and from
Oh,
back here.
yep. Oh, wow. Yeah.
I'm
That's
okay
amazing.
with that. Yeah?
Yeah,
And
I
and
like
that's
it
our
a
finished
lot.
product.
Yeah.
So this is the frame that was chosen.
Oh, I like that. Yes.
Okay?
Uh-huh.
And we're going to pull this off. It should come right off the tape.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to blow it a little bit.
I love that trick. That's a great trick.
We're going to set it in here.
Mm-hmm.
And you all get to be the first to see.
Ta-da. Oh, wow. Oh,
Right?
that's fabulous. Yes.
So
So
we
much.
will frame this and we'll hang it in the office. And the final touch, you
Mm-hmm.
ask how I know when it's over,
Mm-hmm.
how I know when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
This is how we know. Because I take a tiny little piece of chalk
Mm-hmm.
and I sign my name. And
Nice.
let me tell you all, signing my signature in pastel is about the hardest thing I did on this picture, let me tell you. Because it is no easy feat, and you only get one shot to do it correctly. There we go. So we have accomplished.
That's amazing.
Pretty cool,
I
huh?
I really like it. It's lovely. Really lovely.
So, folks, that's art. That's I think we did that. Where are we at? 58 minutes and 52 seconds. So I think we'll be able to do this with massage too.
Oh yeah.
And I think it helps you asking questions.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. And if we have somebody on the table, that will probably help as well.
Mm-hmm.
And if y'all have any questions, feel free to. You can call us at the massage therapy, right? That's Redlands Massage Therapy. You can email us at redlandsmassagetherapy at yahoo.com. And I'm also on the Instagram at John Zero Webster. It looks like John O, but it's John with a zero and Webster Art, right?
Mm-hmm.
John Webster Art.
Mm-hmm.
And I will be posting this picture on there, and we'll have a whole little thing about what we did here too. Huh?
Perfect. Love it.
Good questions, Lisa. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a wonderful evening, sir.
All right, Hesitant Healer fans, have a good day. Be good
Bye.
human. You didn't say
No,
be good
that's
human.
you know what? That's my line.
All right, sorry. All right. Bye, Hesitant Healer fans. Lisa, you have anything to say?
Be good humans.
Oh, there it is. All right, bye.